every pony. My name is Fauna Joy. So, I stick pretty much exclusively to the YouTube section of the MLP fandom, and there have been things I've come across in the headcanon and theory videos that intrigue me. Though I get the feeling I miss out on some of the details by not checking out forums and fan pages. But even so, I still get enough of the information to understand what's going on. So, in this show, I'm going to take some time to touch upon some of those subjects that have already been discussed and put my two bits into the ring. But I also plan on bringing in a few subjects and theories of my own. I hope you'll all find it interesting, so let's dive right in. The first thing I'd like to touch upon is something I've noticed among nearly every single video I've seen having to deal with Princess Celestia. And that is the nearly universal acceptance of her having a solid pink mane and tail when she was young. There are a few scattered bits of fan art here and there with her having the green and blue stripes as a filly, but the vast majority of people seem to agree that she wasn't born with them. At first, I didn't understand this. Why would the fandom so universally agree on this image of Celestia when the show has only ever shown her with the tricolor mane? Then I remembered the very first episode and the storybook from which Twilight gets the story of Nightmare Moon. In that book, we see a very simple depiction of the two Alicorn princesses. One is white with a pink mane, tail, and wings, while the other is a very deep purplish blue with a snowy blue mane, tail, and wings. We learn near the end of the second episode that these are Celestia and Luna themselves. So why are they depicted so radically different from their real appearances? We can answer this by taking a look at Luna first. We know from her appearance in the second episode that her flowing mane isn't permanent. She had the Wuna mane when she was released from Nightmare Moon, but by the time she appeared in Luna Eclipsed, she had her own flowing mane that looks much like a very beautiful starry night. There are other changes to her appearance as well, most notably the shade of her coat. It's much darker than her Wuna coat, so while the Wuna mane is closer to the illustration, the Luna coat is also closer to the illustration. So, which is the right version? Luna or Wuna? Well, in the episode Princess Twilight Sparkle, they gave us a peek into the answer. During Twilight's flashback, we see Luna and Celestia both appearing as they do today. So it would seem that Luna is the right version, suggesting that the main color in the illustration is wrong. What does this mean for Celestia and her illustration? If they got Luna's look so very wrong, is it possible they got Celestia's look wrong as well? Well, not necessarily. I think we should take a much closer look at the style of the illustration. For one, let's look at the styles of the princess's manes. They aren't flowing or even long by any definition of the word. Instead, they're much closer to Bonbon slash Sweetie Drop's mane in style, curling very close to the mare's necks with no forelocks to speak of at all. Why present the sisters in this way? Was Celestia trying to hide the fact that the subjects of the story were her and Luna? Doubtful, considering she openly admitted to it once Luna was freed. Everyone just seemed to have forgotten it was them. No, I think it's more mundane than that. Let's take a look at a few examples of ancient art in this style from our own world. The artwork is often very off, very simplistic, and either lacking detail or has its own very strange spin on the detail. I think this is the key to why the two sisters look so different. Think on the picture of the two of them standing facing each other. If the artist tried to draw their flowing manes, the picture would just be a crowded mess. So the artist simplified it. They took the flowing parts out and cropped the manes short. But what about the colors, you ask? Well, if the colors on Luna were correct, her mane would be roughly the same shade of purple and blue as her body, leaving just a large, strange lump on her neck instead of a beautiful, presentable mane. If they had put the blue and green in on Celestia's mane, the colors would just get busy, confusing, and possibly even painful to look at. Instead, the artist went with the brightest color in her mane, which is pink. However, there is one page that caught my eye. This image of Celestia after she took over the duty of both day and night. This is the only page where either of the princesses has a forelock. Notice its color, blue. just like Celestia's forelock in her every single appearance on the show, including in the flashbacks during the episode Princess Twilight Sparkle. Not only did she still have this same color scheme when banishing Luna, but also when she and Luna defeated Discord. Taking all of this into account, I think Celestia always had those blue and green stripes. After all, she's not the only pony to have more than two colors in her hair palette. Twilight, Cadence, Flurry Heart, and Holly Dash all have three different colors. Rainbow Dash and her father both have a full rainbow. Shining Armor, Sunshower, Indigo Zap, and Rara have three shades of blue. Daring Do has a grayscale rainbow. Moon Dancer has red with two shades of purple. Starlight Glimmer has two shades of purple with a blue stripe. Night Glider has white with two stripes of gray. Spoiled Rich and at least three Crystal Ponies have three shades of purple. Principal Cinch actually has four shades of purple. Moon Dancer's sister has three shades of red. Moon Dancer's bookseller friend has three shades of yellow. Lemon Zest has three shades of green. Sour Sweet has two shades of pink with a stripe of blue. And last but not least, Pixel Pizzazz has my favorite hair color with a blue to purple gradient with a stripe of blue, which I'm counting as more than two colors. Now, while three or more color mains are incredibly rare, they don't seem to have any correspondence to the pony being overly special. It's just another way for the genes to arrange themselves. So, what does all this mean for our reigning monarch? Well, it means her main colors have almost certainly been the same since birth. Celestia has been through a lot in her rather long lifetime, and though they've revealed many big events in her life to us on the show, none of them have seemed to have any real physical impact on her. Emotional, definitely, but physical, not really. Had any of her experience had that much of an effect on her, I think the writers would have shown it to us by now. Then again, we did only just learn that Pinkie Pie of all ponies has a twin sister in season 5. Who knows, maybe the fandom is right and she was born with a solid color mane. Though in my personal opinion, I would say if any of her three colors were going to be her birth color, it would be blue, as that's the most prominent one. Though we know a lot about who Celestia is today, most of her past is still shrouded in mystery. We get a little bit of her origin story in the Journal of Two Sisters, but since it's written from their perspective, we don't get any kind of physical description of them. So, unless Hasbro releases journals from other important characters of that time period, Star Swirl, it's unlikely that we'll ever get a description of them at that time. Until the next video, I'm Fauna Joy, flying off. So I stick pretty much exclusively, including in Twilight's flashbacks during the episode Twincess Twilight Sparkle, have three shades of purple, Principal? What's a Principal? Indigo Zap, and Color. That is a hard name to say. Coloratura. I think we should take a look at the style of the. I just totally lost my place in the script.